discussing it.
Oh, we're live.
Welcome to Book Club. Today is Deadpool Batman #1, and it was my choice, so I will start her off. Matt got a copy. I think we almost all have a copy of this one.
I did not. I think I don't know where my copy is. I had the Jeff's one, I think, though.
All right. Who had that? Alan wouldn't have the copy.
I have the Jeff Blanchard one.
Oh, good. No, I figured you did. So Deadpool Batman, guys. Zeb Wells wrote it. This is the first Zeb Wells book that I've read that I was like, oh, this is a good comic. I'm just kidding. Greg Capullo and Alex Sinclair. So at first, Deadpool comes to Bruce Wayne, not Batman. And Bruce Wayne didn't see it coming, didn't know this was happening, and wasn't too shook up about it, not too worried. So here's Deadpool crashing in, Batman, and, you know, Deadpool's looking for Batman. He starts off at the right place, right? All right. So here comes Batman. Batman's got his Batman shit on. Deadpool's like coming in his pants. He's like, oh, that is scary. It's a man in a bat suit. So don't worry, Batman fans. Batman is very charming and sexy, and Deadpool loves him. And he also can't compete with his talents or his powers. Because, you know, it's Batman. Being a Deadpool fan, which I am, I think that Deadpool would dominate Batman. But it did not come out that way. So first they try fighting, and Deadpool don't win that. And then they tried gimmicks, and Deadpool didn't beat him there either. And they kind of team up, and they're hanging out or whatever. And I'm just going to get to my scores. But, yeah, he meets Joker. I forgot that part. Yeah, met Joker. Joker was kind of cool. So, by the end of it, Deadpool's just kind of, like, impressed by Batman is the way I would take it. And it was okay. There was a joke about smoking, where DC will actually show to people that smoke cigarettes. I like that. I didn't like how Deadpool just kind of like kissed up to Batman a little too much. And it was just a comic to show his seniority over Deadpool, in my opinion. So, all right, cover. It's a Capullo cover. I'm going to give it a 2.5. I don't think it was that good.
Which cover are you grading?
I'm grading the A.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the A cover. Good old fashioned A. I mean, it's not bad. You got pretty good.
There's nothing classic about it, though.
No, it's very kind of meh. If it wasn't so meh, it'd be like, oh, this is great. But this cover is not. All right, inside art. It was pretty good. I'm gonna give the inside art like, I mean, it gets better too. If you read the rest of the book, the other stories I feel like are just as good as this, and some of it is pretty good. But no, it was fun to see Deadpool and Batman be the start off for the amalgam this time or whatever. So I'm gonna give the inside art like a 2.75. I'm gonna give the story a 3. I mean, it worked, but it wasn't what I would hope it to be. But it had some funny little stuff in there. It was mainly Deadpool kiss. I mean, that's what Deadpool does every time. He meets like Spider-Man, he kisses up to him. Wolverine, not so much. Like they're kind of the same thing. They're both kind of mercs for money at points. But when he meets the big guys, he kind of gushes, and it's a little disappointing. So I'm just going to say I gave it a 3. overall, I'm gonna give it a another 3. So I'm going to pick D for my second choice.
All right. Well, hey, I got a different cover, but I will also grade the A cover. But this does play into one of the stories in the book, so it's not too out of place. Um, I it's hard for me to grade this book because I love the crossovers so much. Um, I love the fact that in 2025, Disney was able to get along with Warner Brothers just enough to make this comic book, and there should be more on the way, I hope. Um, but overall, is it a fantastic book? No, it's not. Um, the story, the cover is fine. The story is fine. The art is fine. Overall, it's fine. And it would probably be a lot. It would definitely be a lot less if it wasn't a crossover. If you didn't have the wow factor of, hey, it's Wolverine. I mean, hey, it's Batman and Deadpool hanging out. Like that would, if Deadpool was always a part of DC and we read this book, it would be very meaningless, like completely. The fact that Deadpool is Marvel and Batman's DC, it bumps it up a little bit. So, the cover, I agree with Biggie that there's definitely nothing special about the main cover. Um, but I still like the fact that I have a cover, that there is a cover out there with Batman and Deadpool on it. So I'll give it a 3. Um, the interior art, I'm just grading the Batman Deadpool story. I've always been a Greg Capullo fan, and that's who did that art, right?
I don't know if he just did the cover or what do you guys
No,
say?
No, he did the penciling, I think,
Okay.
inside the
Yeah,
book.
pretty sure he did the penciling inside. It's not his best work, but I do still like it. I'll give the interior art a 3. There are some parts where it felt a little softer than what he normally did, and when I think of Capullo Batman, I think of, the New 52 Batman, which I thought was like off the charts. This was below that, but it was still definitely serviceable. The story, I'm going to give a 2. I still enjoyed it. I'm not mad that I read it. But this is one of those things, man, where there's all these side stories afterwards. Like, I wish this whole big issue was a Batman and Deadpool story. Um, I feel cheated that, we get this collaboration. You hook up, you link up, you figure out what you're going to do, and you shorten the hell out of it so you can tell a bunch of other tinier side stories that mean nothing. So, I just talked the story, a 2. Um, Overall, I'll give it a 2.5.
Yeah.
And my next person, I'm going to go with Matt.
Okay. I read the whole book, first of all. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to or not, but I read the whole book because some of these side stories were hilarious. I loved Jeff the Shark and Crypto. I also liked the Green Lantern story where the
Rocket Raccoon.
Rocket Raccoon gets the Green Lantern ring. That was pretty funny too. But what I really liked about the first story, like the Deadpool and Batman is I really think that Batman is able to handle Deadpool because he's basically the Joker,
Mhm.
only less psychotic
He
in the
even
sense.
made fun of that situation.
Yes, and that's the thing I'm going to get to is like that interplay between Deadpool and Joker was hilarious, especially when Deadpool points out to the Joker, "You can't live without him."
Yeah.
You know,
I felt like
really.
he was like the Batman Lego movie when they kind of mentioned that. But yeah.
Yes, no, exactly. And the thing is, because it's a Marvel character outside of the universe, they can make these observations in the comic
Yeah.
book.
Hold on a second,
That
Matt. I think I fucked up. I got 3, 3, 2, and 2.5. Did you rate grade the last part of 2 and the port? Is that 3, 3, 2, 2 from you, D?
No, I went 3, 3, 2, and then 2.5 overall.
Okay. All right. Sorry, Matt. I got it now.
That's fine. That's 10.5. Just so
Yeah.
that.
Thank you.
All right. So, anyways, as I was saying, it's just funny that they used the story itself to make commentary on Batman and Joker. And Joker, of course, is about as patient as I am, as an impatient. So it's kind of funny to watch and all that other stuff. And Batman, of course, he's like, "Oh, I knew you were going to bring me to the Joker. I knew why, because he knows how he thinks." So, cover. I got the second edition print with the logo cover on it.
That's a
Not
beautiful
Lobo.
cover.
Well, I mean, I love the mix of Lobo and Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'd rather judge this cover because it's
You
a
can. I don't care what y'all do. You can judge it by that if you want. You bought the book.
I like this one. It's a 3.75.
Yeah.
It's just looking at the motorcycle and the combination of Lobo and Wolverine is just it's cool. This is a character I would like to read about.
That's an amalgamation character.
I mean, it was on the inside. I think that was the best story, actually.
Yeah, I know. It was only a 4-page story, but it was one of the best ones in the book.
Yeah, Wonder Woman's really good too with Hitler.
Yeah,
they were real good.
Wonder Woman and Captain America. Yeah, that was pretty good too.
Okay.
But so the interior art, for the most part, I liked it. I'm going to give the interior art a 3.5.
Okay.
The writing, I had really enjoyed the stories. So I'm going to give the writing as a whole for the book rather than just a Deadpool story.
All right.
Although if I do just a Deadpool story, I'm going to give it a 4.
I think that's what we should do, though. What do you guys think, gang?
No.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
Well,
really-
it gets a 4. It gets a 4 for my enjoyment. It's pure. It's fun.
We're going to keep it to the first story, but go ahead. Yeah.
Some of the snarky stuff that Deadpool said is stuff that I've made jokes about over the years. So I thoroughly enjoy that as a 4. So
Batman fan would like this. This is cool that you like it. Go ahead.
Yeah. And so overall, I believe the book is worth a 3.75. It was just a fun read.
Yeah, I could see if I was a Batman fan, I would have probably scored it higher too.
I mean, so whatever that is, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to pick, oh my God, this is why I always like going last. I don't like picking. I'm going to pick TM.
All right.
All right. I got this cover.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, the
I
Daredevil.
like Green Arrow.
That or
and
the
Daredevil.
Jeff the Landshark one is the best.
Yeah, I like me some Daredevil. He's one of my favorite Marvel characters, along Silver Surfer. And I absolutely love Green Arrow. So I had to definitely get this cover. So if I was gonna rate it on that other cover, there's a reason why I didn't buy it and got this one is because I don't like it, and I would rate that cover probably a 1.5. But if I'm rating this one, I'm gonna put it a 4.
Very cool.
Chichetto cover. I enjoyed the story, not as much as others, and I do agree that it should have been more of a story. Now, when this first got announced, I was super excited. I was like, yes, let's cross them over. Let's get along. Marvel and DC coming together again. Let's get these stories. And then they had the roster of stories that they're coming out with, like Deadpool, Batman, Green Arrow, Daredevil, Jeff Landshark, and Crypto, Captain America, and Wonder Woman. And I was like, oh, cool. So I'm going to pick and choose which ones I want to get. Then they came out and said, oh, it's all going to be in one book. That was a huge, huge disappointment for me. I was like, well, I like Batman. I like Deadpool, but I probably wouldn't have picked it up if I wouldn't have had to. I probably would have just picked up the Daredevil Green Arrow one. But that being said, I did like the art inside, especially this panel. Just like, we're getting things started.
Yeah, that is a great panel.
Mhm.
But for some odd reason, this didn't remind me of Greg Capullo at all. Like it felt like he was a little different. I don't know if that had to do with who was inking. Like Tim Townsend was the inker in that. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but like it kind of didn't look like Greg Capullo to me. But I still like the art. So I'm going to give the art a 3.75. Story-wise, I liked how the story went. I like the jabs that Deadpool made at Batman. He made a joke of him quite a few times in this book. Picking on him, saying like he's kind of not the best, even though Batman thinks he is. But it was kind of funny. And then the similarities of how Joker wanted to bring in a version of him that's just like from a different universe, somebody that was like level with him. It was kind of a cool idea, being like, oh, well, the only one that's crazier than you, that's just doesn't give a damn of what happens and stuff, and is willing to take, because the Joker is just, he doesn't care if he lives or dies and stuff. It's all for the humor. It's all for this and that. But you get a different version of him, which is like Deadpool, who is a little bit more of a heroic than he is. So it's a better version of the Joker, like a lighter version of the Joker in a way, but not really, because the Joker is not, that has no powers. Like he can't regenerate and stuff like it. And he's not actually, depends on who's writing him, he's not trained like Deadpool is. So it's kind of weird that they did put that together, but you kind of see the similarities, but not really. But overall, it was a fine story. It wasn't the best. I enjoyed other stories in this more and that. But it was still cool to see these characters come together, and I do want to see this happen more and more. And I do think that it's going to happen with Superman and Spider-Man coming next. Is during the anniversary of those characters. I think they're going to do another crossover with those two. But I would have to give the story maybe a 2 point.
I think you're at Inside Art. 3.75 for cover.
No, you did Inside Art.
Okay.
7.5 for Aaron.
What was the cover?
The cover was 4.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Go ahead, T. I'm sorry.
And then the story was 2.5.
Stories.
And overall, I would give it a 3. But also, just before we go, I just want to show how cool this is. It has nothing to do with it, but this absolutely love this.
It is a cool panel.
That is a great panel, actually.
But I believe you're supposed to hold that up vertically. Then you have it upside down. There we go. Because it reads vertically. That's why I.
Hey guys, want to check out this girl?
She's a real daredevil.
I'm gonna pick Steppo next.
Oh no!
Hi everybody, I'm Steppo. No, I don't mean to be a lemon tree, but I'm going to go on for about 35 minutes.
That'd be a very short version of Steppo.
I'm just teasing.
Okay, so I'm going to say all the things that I liked about it, and then get into my critique. Okay, so going by the first story, by the way, I felt like this book was a bit of a slog. I felt like I felt like I had to really motivate myself to go through the whole thing. Just so you know, I was like, oh, there's another story. Oh, there's another story. Oh, there's But before I get into the bad part,
that's like a Golden Age book, Alan.
Believe it or not. So here's the Golden Age perspective. I like Golden Age books for the anthology element. So coming into this, actually, this should have been my cup of tea, right? It should have been a whole bunch of cool stories. The problem was with Golden Age, within 8 pages, they can tell a really robust story. Within this, I felt like they really did need to do the whole book as Batman and Deadpool. That's the whole book should have been that, because I felt like they weren't really moving the story forward enough to make it the full thing. It felt like it was lacking. And then it did almost like the Golden Age trope of like wrapping up the story really quickly at the end. Like, let's resolve it really fast. And I didn't like the way that worked. So, but the thing that I did like is actually the interior art was great. It was good. It was like consistently good. I like the way that the person that was doing the what's it called? The lettering. Whoever did the lettering did a really great job. And I feel like that almost is a standout for me in this book. Like when you look at the lettering, you can tell the voice of each character that is speaking. And they even had a little bit color thing going on where when it was Deadpool, it was kind of a yellowish color. When it was Batman, it was in the white. And I thought that, and then even when they did the Joker, it was like written in a different font. And it was just things like that. I just thought was really, really well done because you could almost see the deadpan Batman versus the kind of goofy Deadpool in just the way things were lettered. I don't know. The lettering was really good. And I really appreciated that. It made it very easy to read as well, because then you know which character was talking. Especially when you have a lot of dialogue, it can get confusing who's saying what, and but this read very well. Now, that's my positive part. Now, my negative part is that for me, the first story, and I think actually the first story was the best of the stories, believe it or not. I didn't really like the other stories. They just didn't do anything for me. Even the Jeff the Land Shark one, I thought, okay, this could have been done as like maybe one page. Like it's, it was just not much there. And then, so the first story though, being what I thought was the best of the stories. I didn't like the Wonder Woman story at all, by the way, which was sad because I like Wonder Woman. It didn't really make as much sense as it should have. Like it was very convoluted. It was very what's it called? Crisis on Infinite Earths, like, if that makes sense. And even had an homage to it. So yeah. Okay, but the first story, sticking with the first story, here's my issue. Even the story itself, how like Deadpool always, breaks the fourth wall kind of thing. He kind of, he kind of goes out of the story. I felt the story itself did that, where it almost made it sound like it was almost like we are a trope Batman story. The trope Batman story is the Joker is going to do something nefarious with a bunch of chemicals and make everybody like whatever crazy Joker people. And even Batman comments, we've done this before. It's like, wow, we're in a trope story. And, and in a way I expected more. Like this is an opportunity. We got, DC and Marvel crossing over. This is a huge opportunity to do something different, to tell stories that aren't necessarily DC stories, aren't necessarily Marvel stories, but something new. And this failed on that front. It became a trope. And it's like, oh, how are we going to get the two characters to fight each other? It's like that typical trope. It's like, oh my goodness, not again. I kind of wanted something. I kind of wanted them maybe even to team up. Like in this, they didn't really team up. It was kind of like, whatever. I just felt like it was like just annoying. I don't know. Like, sorry. So I'm going to give it a really low score because of that.
No, I was annoyed too the first time I read it. I had to read it a couple of times. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It was funny that Deadpool couldn't drive stick. That was very funny.
Oh yeah. So there was like little things like that. I mean, and I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It just didn't work for me.
Hammer it, dude. Do your thing.
So I'm gonna give the cover. I'm gonna go based on the A cover.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it again. This is where like if you think about Spawn Batman or other ones where they did a crossover,
Yeah, they nailed it.
Thick cover. It's
Yeah.
like this is an iconic cover because it's an iconic situation. This was like blase cover, and for a big something that should have been a big deal. So the blase cover gets a 2.5 by itself, but because it was a missed opportunity, I'm going to give it a 1.5.
Oh,
I'm going to be
oh, that's a good move though. They need punished for fucking sucking. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, like I mean, why would you do such like this was like they could have done something really cool, like maybe a profile of the two, and like maybe have them.
To be fair, I agree because the A cover should have been nailed because that's
should
what
have been just something awesome.
most people get the A cover. The variants, to be fair, were some
better.
good ones. Yeah,
to me, the best of the covers was Jeff the Landshark. I thought that was
like
the
the Gauntlet one that went for $30. There's actually one that goes for around 30.
Yeah,
and it's the Gauntlet one. This one ain't bad either. This one's worth more than the cover A, I think. So this one.
Yeah, I mean that's.
I like the crypto story.
It wasn't horrible.
It wasn't a bad story, but it could have been done as
it was cute, just like the baseball one.
We would not have had anime Supergirl without it.
Okay, well, it could have been done in one page. Okay, so I'm going to be brutal on the cover. The interior art though is good, and I'm going to actually give I would have given it a 2.5 because it's kind of like mid tier for the modern era. But here's where I'm giving it bonus points because the penciler did such a great job. I really feel like that was an amazing job. So I'm going to give it like a 3 on the interior art. The story though, again, I really felt bad about this is a missed opportunity, and I felt like it was a trope on trope on trope, and I just really bothered me. I just wanted more. So I'm going to give it a 1.5 again. I'm going to be harsh on it, and I'm going to say the sum of the parts are like, man, the letterer should have done all the work, and maybe it could have been a great thing, but I'm going to give it a 1.5. I'm just going to say it's actually weaker because of this missed opportunity.
Oh.
Kind of disappointing. I was very disappointed.
All right.
I'm harsh.
No, I can appreciate that because I was a little upset that Deadpool came. This should be a good deal. It should have been
just like D was right when he said it should have just been one Deadpool Batman story. They could have probably knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
They could have expanded it out. It could have been something, and have them working together a bit longer at the in the story would have been kind of cool.
As the book continues, it gets shorter and shorter. Each story gets shorter and shorter in the book, and like some of the stories, like I disagree with you that was the best story in the book, but like some of those stories you could.
Oh, that ain't right. Hold on, no, that is right. 57.5 though.
57.5.
Yeah, not 7.5.
One thing that I liked that they did was they gave Deadpool some thinking credit, where he figured out the moon thing, like that. It was like that they were like
Deadpool
was going to happen during
the detective. Deadpool was the detective of the book. I wonder if the DC is going to. Okay, so Marvel clearly put Batman over, right? Does the DC version put Deadpool over? I don't know. If it does, then I'll justify this. But if it don't, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's the 10th worst book on our list, tied with Hans, and it's tied in score with Hansi, the girl who loved the swastika.
Man,
oh my goodness, that's a brilliant book. Okay,
it would have been lower if I would have went with because like I said, like I'm based it off of the Green Arrow Daredevil cover and stuff.
So
and I would have been. It would have been like a 1.5. Like I said, like it would have been a 1.5.
I don't know. I think the book. Okay, they got the content over to a point to where they intertwined, and you got to see action, and you got to see because Deadpool kind of is that guy. Like he kind of, but it was so short. He kind of like he's in love with these super. He's like a fan. of a lot of the big characters. So this ain't like the first time this has kind of
I
happened.
really felt like they were making an homage to the Lego movie.
I think that Deadpool should have met Deathstroke.
I remember the.
They
How
are
about
That makes sense.
okay? So when Spider-Man met Superman, what happened? Spider-Man
in the
loved
original
Superman.
one way back when.
Yes, by Neil Adams. Spider-Man was a fan of Superman. So this kind of is like that. It's just the DC characters are just over so much. The Marvel guys, when they get around them, they're just like, oh my God, that's him. So I don't know. It's the same thing.
Yeah. All I would say is that it makes me feel like the DC characters are comic book characters in similar to what, they were for Prime Earth back in pre-crisis, Earth Prime there, where the world without superheroes. And Barry Allen knew all the stories of the Flash because of comic books or whatever.
Yeah, it felt a little bit like that. Yeah,
it feels a little bit like that.
That makes sense. Yeah, like because Deadpool is like he's in the know. He knows that these are characters, so he's kind of like us, looking at these characters and loving these characters, and that the way that we do, because he's broken the fourth wall and looks at these characters from the outside like we do.
Now, if you're a fan of Batman just totally dominated like every aspect of every competition of that story. He was a better fighter. He was a better thinker. He had more gadgets. So if you're a Batman guy, this ain't bad to me.
It doesn't hurt that he's got a lot more.
Batman didn't really save the day in this book.
Batman got away with not. It was the Deadpool was supposed to come back with Batman. He didn't do it, so that was it.
But actually, I think they gave it they did it fairly in a way, because Batman totally owned Deadpool when they were fighting, right? But Deadpool used a little bit of like street smarts where he kind of upped the game, like he knocked him out with the whatever that potion or whatever it was, the thing in the car. So he actually did get the upper hand on Batman.
Yeah, because the way I look at this book, Deadpool saved the day at the end. He was the one that really saved the day.
Yeah.
And by the way,
if he didn't capture Batman in the first place, he wouldn't have had to save the day. But
I wanted to point out to you that the Joker actually has a huge survival instinct. Because every time he thinks he's going to lose or die or something, he runs away.
Yeah.
He tries to escape. He tries to get away. I think
he does care if he dies. He wants to live.
He has said many times that he needs to live long enough to make sure he outlives Batman. So he's got a big, that's just me. I mean, you may think that and you could be right too. It all depends on your interpretations of the Joker, because there have been so many over the years. But to me, I feel he's got a large survival instinct.
It is a superpower to do shit that is very deadly, though. TM is right. Like he's always doing dangerous shit. So
yes, he's dangerous shit. He's a former chemist. He knows this stuff. But again, if you know the Joker, he's made himself immune to most chemicals by overexposing himself to it, so that his body got used to it.
Well, D, I believe D, was you first? No, yeah, you second. It's your turn.
My turn to pick a book?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yes. Yeah, I don't have it on me. Superman 75.
The death.
You ever heard of that one? I don't know.
Yeah. I think I got it.
Have that. Do you think it would be easy to find?
I got it right here.
There you go.
Let me, yeah. I think I have that too, by the way.
You think you have that? I would imagine you have that.
I have actually a newsstand too.
Yeah, I have the newsstand.
This might be the greatest book to ever be on Book Club, dude. I'm calling it now.
This will be a good one, I think.
I'm calling this as the best book.
It certainly will be near the top, probably.
I'm calling it right now.
I'm gonna probably score this one reasonably high.
Yeah, don't tune in next week unless you want to see us just absolutely make sweet love to this book.
All right, let's go around the horn. I gotta make some cereal for my kid. Go ahead. What you got going?
what's going on? We're gonna have the Friday challenge on Friday. Saturday, I'm going to be reviewing. I just finished watching the what's it called? Peacemaker 2. So I'm going to be reviewing that and giving my opinion on that. And then I picked up a really cool collection of Golden Age books, which I'll be showing on the Monday special. So that'll be fun. And it's from local vendors that I bought these things. So it's going to be a pretty cool special. That's it. That's it for me.
TM, you're up.
We'll be back tomorrow with the Hot 5 Commandments. We're going to be doing that tomorrow at some point. So keep an eye out for that. Then Collection Club Friday, Matt's Body Saturday, Bleecker Street on Sundays. I've got the Damsels of Halloween book in, and sometime maybe tomorrow, the next day, I'm going to try to record it and edit it so I can get it out like Saturday or Sunday and show like each page, page by page and highlighting the artists and that in the book. So I want to do that for Brian LCS and the artists that were involved in the Damsels of Halloween. And then I have a few unboxings that are coming. I'll have another C3 box coming from Rob Spatstacks, and then another box coming with a key book, 2 key books actually in that box that have just crossed off my my wish list of next year. So I have those 2 books coming, and I'm excited to show those off. But other than that, you can catch me here on Biggie's channel, sometimes every day.
Okie dokie. How about you, Matt?
Well, I have the Superman show airing this week on Sunday. I'm not sure who's coming yet. I'm waiting to hear from a couple people, but that will be resolved. This week's topic hasn't been decided yet. It depends on who says they're coming and what they have, so we'll go with that. But Superman should be fun. I had Robbie Josephs on my show last night. If you want to see a heck of a collection, go watch that rerun. That was that was a great show that he did last night. And I'm going to be on Alan's show on Friday and on your comic collector club, I guess as you call it, on Friday night, right?
Friday hangout.
Yeah, Friday hangout. Yeah, I'm talking about Biggie. He calls this the comic collector.
Oh yeah. And
Collector Club, absolutely.
Yeah, Collector Club.
And so I'm looking forward to that. And on the Tuesday coming, I have Comic Mike going to be on my show.
All right, how about you handsome fella?
Yeah, no. So I appreciate for being on as always. I look forward to next week where we get to read a really beloved comic book. I want to give a shout out to my homegirl Peyton at the Pullman Club. Before I was here, I was over there with her, giving her a really good stuffing, and I know by the time I left, she was satisfied.
All right. And he's on Sweet Chin Music on Papa Willie's every now and then. He's pretty much co-host. Before we go, that Robbie video inspired me to show some Superman books on my Instagram. So yeah, that was very good. All right, we're out of here, man. That was Deadpool Batman. See y'all later, dude.
Big Biggie.